let's leave it at that. So anyway, so guys, I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite LifeVantage products. And I absolutely believe Axio has never been given the kudos Axio deserves. Let me start with the story of Axio, which is funny. However, it's a validation. Axio was designed by a genius, by Dr. Sean Talbot, who is the published nutritionist, dietitian, and stuff. However, quote to quote, he's crazy because and Alexis will get it, because Sean is an ultra marathonist. So he used, or maybe still does, and I think he does. He doesn't do a congratulations, Alexis, to complete your first, not the first, but one of your marathons. But Sean Talbot doesn't run marathons. He runs 100-mile things. And that's what he does for fun on a weekend. So he needed something to sustain him. And he's crazy about cleanliness and health. Obviously, read his books if you want. And he needed a drink. So that's how he came up with Axio. However, guys, I love Axio for many reasons. One of the reasons is it tastes yummy. And we'll talk about the composition later. Why does it taste yummy? Because when Sean Talbot was creating Axio, running with his dogs, by the way, he said that when he created a formula, it tasted so horrible. It's so yucky. So he employed, quote to quote, his children to make it drinkable. So his kids approve the taste of Axio. We always tell that, by regulations, Axio is not, whatever, for adults. But you also can appreciate if Sean Talbot tested the flavors of Axio on his kids, you can imagine how safe and how good Axio is. So that's the story on Axio. Now, it's interesting. LifeVantage keeps bringing more and more different flavors. And I always say, my palate is completely different from Alexis and completely different from Sandy's. So if, for example, Alexis loved a sour cherry Axio, I can care less for sour cherry Axio. But if Alexis can care less for raspberry Axio, shame on you, Alexis, kidding. Just kidding, because it's what we have in Canada. I absolutely love a flavor. So meaning that LifeVantage provides you the variety. So you can choose the best, yummiest flavor, and they're all yummy for you, number one. Number two, what is one of the most important things for your health is to stay hydrated. So you need to drink around 2,000 cc's, or about 2 liters of fluid. Coffee is not in this case, because coffee is not the fluid that hydrates you. It may taste good, it may give you a buzz, but it doesn't hydrate you. Lucky us in Canada, we do have decaf or low-cap version, which hydrates you. However, we will talk about caffeinated versions. There's still very little caffeine in them comparing. Now, in order to stay hydrated, have to drink something that tastes great. I don't drink water. I'm not a water person. I did not take after my mom who drank water, who liked to stay hydrated with water. I need something that tastes good. So this is without Axio, I absolutely was dehydrated. So I do sort of indulge. I have 2 sticks, sometimes 3, but usually 2 sticks a day. And it gives me around 2,000 cc's of hydration. And then on top, I do a little bit over. I do LifeVantage prebiotic, which is another hydration thing. And I also do daily wellness, which is also another hydration thing. And all of this extremely important for health. Concentrate on Axio. So hydration. Now, yum. Now, composition. What is the credo of LifeVantage? Amongst everything, the credo of LifeVantage is an Nrf2 activation or cellular cleanliness. I just completed a recent course on mitochondrial health, One of the lecturers said, Nrf2 holds all, and I mean all the pathways of cellular detoxification. That's how important it is. Well, guess what? Your Axio is not just a yummy drink to hydrate you. Axio composition is an Nrf2 activator. Pine bark, Nrf2 activation. EGCG, green tea, Nrf2 activation. Now, going more, what else is in Axio till we hit the main things? B complex. What are the B's? The B's, guys, if you don't take proper B's, your cells are not going to work because your B's, they're like spark plugs. You absolutely can have your Maserati. No spark plugs, no Maserati. So B's, absolutely. We have B6. We have B3, your famous niacin. Again, what's your favorite niacin? It's your NAD. It's on your NAD, NADH. Another thing. So B's are so important. Now, what else is in Axio that we absolutely adore as healthcare practitioners? Quercetin, coenzyme Q10. What else do you need for mitochondria? A lot of things, but these are very, very important things, including these for the mitochondrial health. So you see, why do I say we never give enough kudos to Axio? Because we always talk about Axio, oh, it's a brain drink, or it's a brain health, or it's our activity, or it's our this. No, not enough, not enough. It is Nrf2 activation. It is mitochondrial boost. It is hydration. Now, let's go into mental health. Great. Drink your coffee. Well, the medium size of Tim Horton coffee contains almost 300 milligrams of caffeine. A normal size, I believe, of Starbucks, if you can afford it, contains over 400 milligrams. And if you go high-end, like cappuccino or some, fancy Italian stuff, you're going to see far beyond what you can but what caffeine does in this concentration, it absolutely boosts you. You need to have caffeine. Caffeine is awesome, but then it's going to give you crush. With caffeine, low caffeine in Axio is only 12 milligrams. Caffeinated version of Axio is only 100 milligrams. So what that does, it actually stimulates in a proper way your metabolic pathways. So in order to actually activate your Nrf2 and other stuff, this little caffeine is helping. But what that caffeine also does, it works in synergy with the masters of Axio, which are called neurotransmitters. What do we have in Axio? We have L-theanine. One of my doctoral MD mentors said, if he would have had a bathtub full of L-theanine in his office, he would have been a much healthier practitioner because L-theanine, amongst other things, it calms you down. It calms your brain down. It sustains your concentration. It extends your concentration. L-theanine is awesome, and L-theanine is a precursor of different neurotransmitters like serotonin, calming, parasympathetic system, calm, think, relax, which we don't do, and also GABA, G-A-B-A, which is also parasympathetic, because we have the one that we always act on. It's our sympathetic system. Flight or fight, right? We're always on a run. We're a ha. That's why when you start doing Axio, all of a sudden it's like, hey, I can think. No, I can think. I can function. I don't need 2 p.m. coffee. Well, I may because it tastes good, but I don't need it. I don't need a nap. So that's your L-theanine. Now, so that's your L-theanine, which is tied up with the serotonin. I will be done soon, and GABA. However, now let's go caffeinated and a far side. Every caffeinated version has something that is called DMAO, which also a precursor of another neurotransmitter, acetylcholine, which gives you motion, which gives you proper motion, proper movement, and cognition. So you see the complexity and the beauty of Axio. Axio, guys, is amazing. Another thing of Axio, now, Axio for business. When you start telling people, it's like, it hurts my soul, because I know that Protandim is it, but it takes time. You need to tell them you have to be on Protandim for at least 3 months and stuff to see. And they say, oh, I'm on it. I don't see anything. I don't feel anything. Yeah, you don't yourselves do. However, when you give them Axio, you give them 1 stick just to try it out and see what they tell you. And they're like, what did you give me? That's awesome. I had energy. I feel great and it tastes good. Axio is yum. It's awesome. And it's great. Okay, I'm done.
I love how you just finished with like a mic drop. Okay, it's awesome. It tastes great. It's good. Listen, I got to tell you, every time I hear you talk about Axio, I think I need to start drinking more Axio. So I hope you guys are taking notes as she's going through, because there were such great tips. And I can't agree with you more when you talk about pairing it with our other products and using it as such a great demonstrable product in your business, right? It's nice to have the combination of both together. I mean, you're always such a wealth of knowledge when it comes on. I mean, I could not say half the things you just said, but I think you gave some incredible tips.
But it's not, see, the thing is, it's not a wealth of knowledge. For me, it has to be, because I have to validate you. However,
yeah,
in simplicity, it's like, you just have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just have to. And the thing is, if you just Axio is amazing. There is no ways around it.
Yeah.
There's just no ways around it.
Definitely. Yeah. It's such a critical thing. And I mean, especially with the 2 new flavors you've got to play with right now.
Coconut, yum.
Coconut, pineapple, and watermelon mint is what you've got to play with now, as in addition to all of the incredible flavors that are already available on NFR and in market. So some really great options.